Our first performance of the semester is a local indie acoustic band from Indiana, PA. Tomorrow, When. Members Josh and Randy formed this band in January, and they've been playing venues all around Pittsburgh. Tonight they'll be performing their songs Beneath the Noise and Raspberry Stains.
Welcome to the rest of your life. What road did you take to lead you here? By now, I think I'm all right. I can almost hear the crowd cheering. You should be proud, it's what you wanted, right? Beneath the noise I found you, and through your voice I am grounded. So clear the static all around. The noise I have found you. Within these walls I hear an echo. Is the ghost of a girl I used to know, but now you are drowning out. Every sound and every single doubt, I think I found my way. Beneath the noise I have found you, and through your voice I am grounded. So clear the static all around you. Beneath the noise I have found you. Beneath the noise I am, beneath the noise I am, beneath the noise I am, beneath the noise I have, beneath the noise I am, beneath the noise I have, beneath the noise I have, beneath the noise I have. Bed, it's 12 a.m. I'm wide awake talking to the fan. All I know is I want you to be the one sleeping next to me. Raspberry stains sliding off the walls, take center stage while the curtain falls. In my head it's like I can't tell when I'll ever get to see you again. Raspberry stains, oh, if I ever get to see you again. Raspberry I ask what you say. I'm living the same day over and over again. I am watching my life fly by on a movie screen that I can't quite see, but it's clear when you're next to me. Raspberry stains sliding off the walls, take center stage while the curtain falls. In my head, it's like I can't tell when I'll ever get to see you again. Raspberry stains, oh, if I ever get to see you again. Raspberry stains, oh, if I ever get to see you again. Raspberry stains, oh, oh, raspberry stains, oh, oh, raspberry stains, oh, oh, raspberry stains, oh, 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 raspberry stains, oh, oh, raspberry stains, oh, oh, raspberry stains, oh, oh, if I ever get to see you again. If I ever get to see you again. If I ever get to see you again. If I ever get to see you. If I ever get to see you again.
We are here in the studio with Tomorrow When. It's IRB. It's Check This Out. Thank you for being our first guest of the season.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Hey, yeah.
How have
for
you
real.
guys been? You've been having a good semester so far?
Yeah,
So
actually.
far.
Yeah, well, you've definitely been some busy guys. I know you're both heavily involved in the music department, heavily involved with the local music scene, and obviously the classes that you got here at IUP as well. Could you give a brief introduction for someone who has never met you before? Start with Josh Hudson over here.
My name's Josh Hudson. I'm a junior music education major. I play the cello mainly, but I play the bass and the guitar a little bit on the side. Randy sucked me into being in his band. I know I wasn't very reluctant about it, but I'm always excited to get to play anything, and Randy's a really talented musician, so to get to play with him is an honor for me.
For sure. What's up?
Flat out, he's a liar. I'm a musician. I wouldn't say I'm very talented. My name's Randy. I'm a sophomore music major at IUP. I play trumpet and a bunch of other instruments, but I'm going to spare you guys from hearing that. Josh is super cool. He's like one of the very few people that I work with music, because when it comes to music, I try to work with people that can work fast and can work well, because I'm not very good at explaining things. So they need to be able to see through my crud to understand what I'm actually trying to say. And Josh does a really good job of that, so I'm super happy to be working with him.
Yeah, well, I definitely heard you guys speaking to secret lingo in here earlier. You're talking about if we add a song in this key signature and we make it a major 7, then when Josh does that bend, it'll be perfect. And I was like, man, I play guitar myself, but I don't know anything about that. Let's talk a little bit about being a music major on campus. What is it like? What is it like to know the life of both being in there doing your studio sessions where you got to practice, you got to get together with your ensembles, but then also afterwards you guys can get together on your own with your own friends. I know Josh, you play in another band, and what kind of dynamic changes there? Is it like a moment of relief to get out, or is it more? Do you like the structure of being in there in the classroom?
There's definitely pros and cons to both. You're involved in a lot of ensembles, and I'm involved in a few. And it's nice to be able to get to have that structure, have a professor around, things like that, somebody to point you in the right direction to go. But then once we get out of there, we're both actually part of the music fraternity at Cogswell, Phi Mu Alpha.
Yeah, nice.
And to be able to get together with friends and brothers and be able to make music in a little bit more of a laid-back setting is definitely a welcome relief, like you said.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily more fun, but there are different things that you can get out of it when it's not quite as.
Right. And Randy, what do you like about songwriting that you don't get to do in an environment such as a class or in an ensemble?
When it comes to songwriting, I like to think of it as I get to make my own path. Like, let's say you're in a massive forest, right? If you've ever studied music theory or studied music, you know that a lot of the times we look back to people who wrote music before us to learn what we need to do to write music correctly next. But I like to imagine that songwriting for me is like I'm in front of a forest and I just have like this machete in my hand. And no one else told me what trees I have to cut down to get through the forest. I'm allowed to cut down my own dang trees and go wherever I want to. And I can choose to cut down someone else's tree if I want to. Every once in a while I'll write a song that sounds suspiciously like an Arctic Monkeys song, but it's just original enough to say, hey, I made this. But it's all about being able to see where I want to go and then going there.
Cool. I like that a lot. It sounds like you're definitely sharpening your machete. When you're in the classroom, you get out and you got a sharp blade that you can get totally creative with. And I've seen you guys around. I've seen you at open mic. I've seen you play with Mind the Neighbors, and you guys have very unique styles. Definitely rock, definitely pop influenced. What's it like when you're not reciting music anymore? You're not learning something that everybody has looked at together. Is there a grand difference between the act of, kind of going in and studying, and it is a recitation, right? It is like
pretty much.
like calling forth like what the music requires of you.
Yeah.
And then otherwise, it's the other way around. It's kind of you deciding what you want, putting music to the feelings.
Yeah.
What's it like to learn with a group of people like that? I've never really experienced anything like that before. I know, Randy, you were involved in some marching band. I don't know about you, Josh.
We've both done marching band, we've both done jazz. I do orchestra, he does various brass related things. There's a whole bunch of things. But like going from like reading sheet music, like reciting the stuff that's already there, that there's an expectation to how it should sound because somebody else has wrote it and somebody else has played it 1,000 times, and it needs to sound exactly like this versus me and Randy sitting in the practice room and we're like, it could sound like this, or it could sound like this, or we can push and pull things to make it sound differently. There's so much of an artistic freedom there, and we've only had this Tomorrow When thing going on for a month and a half tops. We played a gig this last Saturday in Pittsburgh, and before we got to play that gig, we maybe got to rehearse the songs four times.
Yeah.
Wow. And then you went straight to the Smiling Moose with it, right?
Is
Is that right?
To, yeah,
It was crazy.
We got to
How
play
cool.
the Smiling Moose, and it was a lot of fun. But it was kind of nerve-wracking because like they're his songs. He's been playing them forever. I had played them maybe like 5 or 6 times before I played them on stage in front of people. But to be able to rely on the stuff that he's telling me and kind of put together a product that was up to par to what I think you were hearing and good for everybody else to listen to. Is kind of at least for me personally, like what I enjoy doing with music, is being able to support somebody who's got their thing going on, whether it's an orchestra when I play the cello or a jazz band playing the bass or with Randy playing the bass. I like being able to sit back and let the people who are, gifted, like Randy, take that however you want to take it, do their thing, and then I can kind of sit back and make sure that they don't have to worry about holding themselves up because I'm there to support them. Cool.
It's a completely different experience because I'm in the jazz ensemble and I'm at IUP and I get to play the lead trumpet parts. So if you ever hear like something that makes your dog cry, that's probably me playing. But it's a lot of fun to sit in an ensemble and have your director say, okay, at measure 14 you need to play this in this style. At measure 14 you need to articulate this, but not this. And then going to a practice room and saying, okay, but what if we did a really sad cover of Don't Stop Believin' by Journey?
Yeah.
Like that's what I like about being able to write my own music. And that was actually on like the list for what we're gonna play today, but we decided we're gonna keep that kind of stuff out of there. But that's what I like about I want to say like the duality between playing in ensembles and playing in my own band is that I get both sides of that coin.
Awesome. And as we spoke on earlier, you guys are both multi-instrumentalists. Is there something in the future that you guys would like to reach out and play one day that you haven't tried yet? I know, you're both all over the place, so I don't know. You may have already mastered anything you want to.
We just premiered, I guess, on Saturday. We premiered a cover of Childish Gambino's Redbones with guitar and trumpet, and we're working up a full band arrangement of that to be able to perform wherever they'll let us perform it. Yeah. Like I said, I'm cello, he plays trumpet, we've got friends who are, guitar, drums, piano, the whole gamut, got some brass friends. And the fraternity that we're in has such a wide spectrum of our brothers that all play and sing, and we could definitely pull upon them to be able to have some kind of thing. I don't think we have anything specific in the pipeline right now, but we want to get some of his stuff recorded just to be able to have it
Yeah.
to say that we've recorded it. But as of right now, we're still kind of fresh, just like figuring out
Yeah.
what the two of us can do. But we've got some ideas. I'm
Got
sure.
some ideas, got some shows coming up.
Yeah.
You two great originals in the studio today. Thank you guys so much for coming in and
It's
playing.
what we do.
Sounding great. First episode of the season, kicking it off right. So thank you guys so much. And, well, we're going to send it back to our news. Thanks.